the leaves making food is called photosynthesis. So the leaves take in the nutrients from the stem and the sunlight, and they make food for the plant. Photosynthesis. What do the seeds do? What do the seeds do? Adeline? Adeline, what do the seeds do? Unmute your mic, sweet girl. Guys, only raise your hands if you're sure you know the answer. Adeline, sweetie, I called on you. Unmute your mic. Okay, Adeline might be having trouble with her microphone. Let's try Nicole. What do the seeds do, Nicole?
The seeds make the flower.
Yes, you can replant the seeds and make a new plant, a flower. Excellent job. The main topic or main idea of today's lesson is the life cycle of a plant. When a plant first starts to grow, it does not have all the parts that you've learned about. Listen carefully to find out more about today's topic, which is the life cycle of a plant. I'm going to go over quickly some vocabulary words that might be new to you. Oops. Here are some things we're going to see in our story today. This is seed. We know seed, that's the part of a plant that we plant into the ground. And the other vocabulary word we're going to hear today is sprout. A sprout is where roots have begun to grow and just a little bit of the plant is sticking out of the ground. In the springtime, you see lots of different plants sprouting. Okay. You've already learned about the different parts of a plant. One of those parts is the seed. Where can you find seeds on a plant? Raise your hand. Where can you find seeds on a plant? Ooh, Estelle? Unmute your mic, sweet girl. Unmute it.
Oh, I wasn't raising my hands.
Well, you can tell me, where can we find seeds? Where are they on the plant? Are they on the stem, the blossom, the leaves?
In the middle of the blossom.
Yes, exactly. Good job. Many plants begin with a seed. Seeds come in all different shapes and sizes. As you might guess, the seeds from different plants look different. Each seed is a plant waiting to sprout or grow. If the seed is planted in the right place, then the seed will sprout and grow into a new plant. Only a sunflower plant can grow from a sunflower seed, and only an apple tree can grow from an apple seed. What type of plant do you think would grow if we planted a watermelon seed? What type of plant would grow if we planted a watermelon seed? Grant?
I want to know.
Yeah, well, think about it. Grant, if I plant a sunflower seed and a sunflower grows, what's going to grow when I plant a watermelon seed?
Watermelon.
That's right, a watermelon. You're exactly right. How about a pumpkin seed? Someone else. What's going to grow when I plant a pumpkin seed? Elliot.
Pumpkin.
A pumpkin's going to grow. You're exactly right. These are all different kinds of seeds. They all look different and they all come in different shapes and sizes. Seeds are the beginning of new plants. Like all living things, plants live according to a life cycle. A life cycle includes stages and changes that happen in living things. The life cycle of a plant starts with a seed. Most seeds have nutrients inside them that feed the new plants for just a little while. In order to germinate or begin to grow into a new plant, seeds must have water, light from the sun, and nutrients from the soil. What are the 4 things again plants need to survive? Water, air, sunlight, food. All right. This image shows the plant's growth from germination to a seedling. So a germination is where you just plant the seed and the seed breaks open. That's germinating. Then it begins to grow into a seedling. The very first picture shows a newly germinated seed that is just beginning to sprout. Germination begins when the seed gets just the right amount of light from the sun, water, and nutrients. This causes the seed to open and the seedling to poke through the soil. If you look very carefully at the first picture, you can see that the new plant is just starting to grow its first root. The next picture shows the same plant over several days. So there, right here is the very first root, and right next to it, it's got a bunch more roots. And then a few days later, even more roots. As the plant grows, you can see thin roots branching off deeper into the soil. The roots absorb water and nutrients and push them up through the plant stem, which grows above ground. It takes time for a seedling to grow into a full-grown adult plant. The amount of time it takes depends on the type of plant you plant. If you plant a sunflower seed, it will take about a month before the seedling begins to look more like a full-grown sunflower plant. If you plant an apple seed, it'll take several years for the seedling to grow into a full-grown tree. Why do you think it takes longer for a tree seedling to grow into a full-grown plant than for a flower? Why do you think it takes longer? Anya?
Because I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Think about it.
I had a question.
Oh, what's your question?
Why do plants need roots?
Why do plants need roots? The roots absorb or suck up like a straw the nutrients from the soil. So they need it for vitamins. It also helps keep the plant in the ground. Okay, so why does it take longer for a tree to grow than a flower? Why would that take longer, do you think? Are we?
Because it's bigger.
It's much, much larger, right? It's much, a sunflower could maybe be this tall, but a tree is as tall as a house. So it's gonna take it a lot longer to grow. Very good. When the plant dies, it decays or breaks down into little pieces and goes back into the ground and becomes nutrients in the soil. A new life cycle of a plant begins. Now let's explore the life cycle of this oak tree. This acorn contains the seed of an oak tree. You may have seen acorns before lying outside next to full-grown trees or being carried away by squirrels. Have you guys ever seen an acorn? I have a bajillion of them in my yard because I have 2 oak trees. We also have lots of them at school. Maybe that's why our town is called Oak Ridge Elementary, or Oak Ridge Town, because there's so many oak trees. Squirrels spend all day running around looking for food and hiding food. They bury so many acorns that they often forget where they put some of them. The acorn that the squirrel forgets stays in the soil, giving the oak seed inside a better chance to germinate underground. Remember, germinating means beginning to grow. Once the seed sprouts, it will quickly grow into a seedling, but the young tree will grow only a foot or two in its first year. A foot is about this big. It's about as big as your mom or dad's foot, or a ruler. A ruler is a foot. So it only grows as long as a ruler every year or two. So it doesn't grow a whole lot in a year. After a few years, the oak will grow to the height of 10 or more feet, but it's still considered a young tree or sapling. This tree will still be called a sapling for several years to come. Jackson. Oak trees take a long time to mature or grow into an adult tree. In fact, it takes about 50 years for the average oak tree to mature so that it can produce acorns. An oak tree can produce tens of thousands of acorns over the course of its lifetime. Only a few of those acorns will germinate and grow into new oak trees. So here is a mature or adult oak tree. Some oak trees can live for over 200 years. Eventually, like all living things, the oak tree will die. The oak tree will die slowly over the course of several years. It will produce fewer and fewer leaves each year. Its branches will drop off one by one, and gradually its wood will become softer and softer. Here's a dead or decaying oak tree. Finally, the roots will die and the tree will fall down with a big crash on the forest floor. The tree's brown branches will be the first to rot and disappear into the soil. But the woody trunk will take many years to completely decay. All of the nutrients in the wood will decay and become part of the soil once again. The more decayed plants there are in the soil, the more nutrients that soil will have. And the more nutrients there are, the easier it will be for new seeds, like the acorn seeds, to germinate and to grow. So here is where an oak tree has fallen. Then a few years later, this is just the trunk of the tree. And then a few years later, it just turns to soil. As we have seen, all plants live according to a life cycle. This diagram shows you the life cycle of a sunflower. So boys and girls, this is a life cycle. The reason they call it a cycle is because it's a big circle. It's a cycle. It happens over and over again. A new plant begins when the sunflower germinates and sprouts to become a seedling. So you have your seed, it germinates, sprouts to become a seedling. If the seedling receives the right amount of water, nutrients, and light, then the plant will continue to grow. Eventually, the plant will become mature or grown up and make more sunflower seeds from which new plants will grow. When the sunflower dies and decays, it becomes the nutrients in the soil so that seeds can germinate and grow into new plants. And a new life cycle of a plant begins. And it starts all over again. Okay, let's stand up. Stand up. We've read our story. Now we're gonna do some stretches. Let's do the Days of the Week song. I want you to do it with me, okay? I'm gonna tilt up my camera a little so you can see me. Okay. Today is Sunday. Sunday chicken, all you lucky children. Well, that's okay. Today is Monday. Monday, peanut butter, Sunday chicken, all you lucky children. Well, that's okay. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday, snap peas. Monday, peanut butter, Sunday chicken, all you lucky children. Well, that's okay. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday, soup. Tuesday, snap peas. Monday, peanut butter, Sunday chicken, all you lucky children. Well, that's okay. Today is Thursday. Thursday, ice cream. Wednesday, soup. Tuesday, snap peas. Monday, peanut butter, Sunday chicken, all you lucky children. Well, that's okay. Today is Friday. Friday, hot dog. Thursday, ice cream. Wednesday, soup. Tuesday, snap peas. Monday, peanut butter. Sunday, chicken, all you lucky children. Well, that's okay. Today is Saturday. Saturday, pizza. Friday, hot dog. Thursday, ice cream. Wednesday, soup. Tuesday, snap peas. Monday, peanut butter. Sunday, chicken, all you lucky children. Well, that's okay. All right. So we got some of our wiggles out. I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. So, let's talk for a minute. Jackson, can you turn on the light for me? What is the main topic or main idea of today's read aloud? What was it mainly about? Let's see. Nicole?
It's all about growing flowers.
It is about growing flowers and plants and how they grow.
Mommy, do you want to know if we have horses because they just want to know?
Horses?
Yeah, do we have them?
No, not right now.
No, I don't have.
Yeah. Very good. So it is talking about how plants grow and change, and it talks about the life cycle of a plant. When plants grow and change, that's called a life cycle. Can you say life cycle?
Life cycle.
I want everybody to say it. Say life cycle.
Life cycle.
Very good. That's how plants grow and change. A plant's life cycle begins with what? Where does a life cycle begin? Raise your hand. Where does a life cycle begin? Ooh, I have some friends that have really been paying attention. Anya?
Seeds.
It begins as a seed. You're exactly right. The plant's life cycle begins as a seed. What things does a seed need to germinate? Remember, germinate means to grow. What does a seed need to grow or germinate? Jonyan?
Roots.
It does need roots, but what does it get from the roots? It gets those 4 things. Elliot? Water, air, and sunlight. Very good. Water, air, and sunlight. What is a seedling? What's a seedling? What is a seedling? Let's see. Austin, do you know what a seedling is?
No.
No? Okay, let's see if we can get someone to help you out. Smearty, what's a seedling?
A seed?
It's actually like a little baby plant. Here's a picture of it. It's a seedling where a seed has germinated and a little plant has begun to grow. A young plant, a baby plant is a seedling. Yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
Why the plant needs soil?
Soil gives them nutrients or vitamins that they need, and it helps keep the plant in the ground. What parts of a plant does this seedling have? Ooh, tell me what this seedling has that are parts of a plant. Russell, tell me some of the parts of the plants in this seedling. Jackson, bring me your computer. Russell, yeah. It has leaves. What else does it have? A stem, and what's down here? Roots. That's exactly right. It has leaves, stems, and a roots. Does it have the blossom yet? Not yet. No, it doesn't have the blossom yet. Okay. What kind of tree does an acorn grow into? Ooh, let's see who is thinking about that. What kind of tree does an acorn grow into? Are we?
Okay.
Good job, are we? You are paying attention. Yeah, an acorn does grow into an oak tree. All right, here's our last question that I really want us to think about. Compare the life cycle of a plant to the life cycle of a human. Are they similar? Are they different? So I'm going to go back to here, and I want us to think the life cycle of a plant and the life cycle of a human. So, plants start out as what? What do they start out as? Estelle?
A tiny plant.
Yeah, they actually start as seeds before they grow into a seedling. But yes, so they start out as seeds and they grow into the seedlings. What do people start out as? Babies. We start out as babies. So maybe that is a difference that we could put. A difference is plants have seeds or start as seeds, and we start as babies. Okay. What about how are we similar? How are we similar? What do we do that plants do? Or what do we have that plants have? Or what do we need that plants need? Think about that. Ryan?
We need food.
We need food.
And life cycle.
We need food, water,
Miss Bates?
Yes, Anya.
Will you please open Zern and Waterford and Clever?
Zern and Waterford, I haven't assigned those yet, sweetie. We haven't started those yet. Okay, so some ways that we're different is a plant begins as a seed, we begin as babies. Can we make our own food like a plant does, or do we have to hunt for food? So plants use photosynthesis. They make their own food. We don't make our own food. Now, you might think of making your own food like you make your own peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I'm talking about, does our body make food? No, our body does not make food. So plants make food, and people have to hunt for food. Nowadays, we buy food, but long ago, you would have to hunt for your food. How else are we similar to a plant? How else are we similar? Estelle?
We both need water.
We have the water, air, and sunlight. Do we both have a life cycle? Do we start as small, grow, change, and eventually die? Yep, so we all have a life cycle. Plants have a life cycle, and people have a life cycle. I think Ryan was talking about that. So there are some ways that we are similar and ways that we are different from plants. Very good, boys and girls. Tonight, your assignment, you can print out a life cycle paper, or you can draw it and show me the life cycle of a plant. I have it on Canvas where you can print it out, or you can draw it on your own. Then have your mom and dad submit it. Sound good? Okay, friends. Thank you so much. I will talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Good job, Russell. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.